Alright guys, so welcome to our first combo video that we're going to do for this game. So essentially we want to create a guide that will be really helpful in the beginning for everyone who starts playing this game. And so far I've played a lot online and I noticed that people, they usually don't go for their optimal damage. Alright, so even if I won't be able to go over some of the most complex and advanced stuff, I will at least show you guys how to be optimal to get your maximum damage at all times. Alright, so we're going to go over the basics at first, which is just your basic combos like this, and then we're going to go over every single item here on the ground, and I'll explain how to use them and how to be optimal with them. Alright, some of them are very situational, some of them do a lot of damage, some of them are just launchers, and I'll explain how to use all of them. Alright, so first of all, we won't be using any enhancement items. And enhancement meaning the powders. We won't be using the damage powder or anything. Alright? So you will be able to see how much stamina you use. You will be able to see how much damage I do. And we won't be going over any items. Alright? Because items are a different story. Alright, so we're going to go over your basic combos first, alright? But the first thing you need to understand is that most of your combos, at least 90% of your combos, are going to end with this, alright? You're going to end with the elbow, because it OTGs on the ground, alright? And the rule is this: as long as your character or your opponent, right, is not highlighted in a whitish bluish color, right, then there is something else you can do, unless you do maybe this move knocks you down as well, and it takes a while for you to like get up to actually get a follow-up on it. Alright, so now we're going to go over the basics. Alright, so I won't be adding any annotations on the screen, alright, because you at least need to learn how to do each combo in this game before you actually start using this guide. Alright, and it's simple. You just look what I do and you just repeat what I do. Alright, so the reason why I won't have any annotations is that it's better if you guys come in here and read the televisions or interact with them and read what you can learn or learn from these televisions. Alright, because it actually has a lot of information that I won't be able to go over in this video. And the best way to do that is probably if I make a beginner's guide where I would actually go to all these televisions and I'd create a guide just covering all of the fundamentals that you guys need to learn. Alright, you know, double jumps or higher jumps, jump canceling, and like dodging and shit. But anyways, alright, so basic combos, these are your BNBs, and usually to punish people you'd usually go for these most of the time, especially like if you're actually thinking about being a better and more advanced player. You'd go for these most of the time, and some of them, alright, so the first one is light, light, light. Alright, this knocks down, and in some cases, I'm not sure if it's guaranteed, it might be, you can actually go for the OTG elbow. Alright, like that, but people can react to that. Alright, the only reason that you would go for that is if you read that they are going to stay on the ground, because majority of the time people like to stay on the ground in this game. Alright, but that's actually a thing that you can do, and it catches people off guard. Alright, so the second one is light, light, heavy, and this is guaranteed. The elbow drop is guaranteed 100%. Alright, so that's a very basic combo, and everyone should know that one. At least I see everyone doing that one in the game. Alright, and then the other one is light, heavy. This actually just resets the neutral. Alright, and because this game is pretty much a guessing game most of the time, because fighting someone you don't get enough time to you have to be really quick in breaking down their gameplay and what they're trying to do. All right, and the reason why that's hard most of the time is because there's constant third parties, or there's a guy looking at you over here with a trash can or a chair or something, all right, who wants a third party to fight, or they are third party in the fight. Maybe they're using a teleporting tackle or something. All right, so when you use this, it resets the neutral, all right, and they pretty much have to guess what. So usually you can run up and do this, which would be a drop kick, and usually, like, if they see you running towards them, they are going to do that because it's basically the second highest priority on the list. All right, there's only one thing that can beat, well, there's a super that beats a drop kick, and there's a, you can use weapons, but that's a different story. All right, and I'm not sure if weapons are supposed to beat it, but weapons do beat it. All right, but that's a different story. Maybe I'll put that in an advanced guide. The next thing you can do after this, you can go for the Irish whip. You can go for that, all right, and aim it to the wall, because you can actually aim that wherever you want it to go. All right, like this. Then you can run up and you can do a follow-up attack. But you have to be really fast with it, all right? But pretty much that's the only thing that you do with the light heavy. If you're very close to a wall, it actually wall splats, all right? And that's the reason why you would go for it. Apart from that, it's very unsafe. So if people block it, you will get punished for it. All right, it's extremely unsafe to do it, to do that. All right, launchers. The launchers that you would usually go for is this. I probably won't call them launchers. I call them launchers because I play Tekken sometimes. But this is a combo starter. All right, because if you get them with that, and that's pretty much what you use when you read that they are going to do a dodge. All right, this punishes dodges. And you have a lot of time to actually do a follow-up. And you can follow up with any combo, all right? The other combo starter you need is the Irish whip. That. But the thing with the Irish whip, it is very slow, all right? And you will get punished for it if it whiffs. If it whiffs, you get punished for it. But the Irish whip is actually something. So, like I said, it comes down to mind games. You need to, like, know what your opponent is going to do. They need to block. If they're not blocking, then you are going to get punished. All right. Well, if they're not blocking, yeah, you are going to get punished. If they dodge you or they read you, you are going to get punished. So you need to be careful with all those. Those are the basics. All right. All right. So another thing about this basic combo here, the light, is that when you do enough damage and you unlock the perk bombastic, you will actually have explosive hands, and that's actually a really good one, because what it does is it actually wall splats your opponent, all right, and then you can go for a follow-up like that. So I don't usually go for this one like mid-game unless I have bombastic. If you have bombastic, you would usually go for the wall splat, and bombastic actually make it do a lot more damage. So that's another thing to keep in mind, and always just remember your options and use them as they are intended. All right. Okay, so now we're going to start with this one, the good Inazuma drop, or the great Inazuma drop. All right, this is practically the leaf hurricane from Naruto. It's very easy to combo into. You can actually do it raw. And where this skill actually vicious attack actually excels is if you're near an object that you can bounce off of, like a car, like here. All right, you bounce off the car, and if you bounce 2 times, you go really high, and then I think the damage scales when you drop them on the ground. It's not like the super attack, where the super attack only does the same damage every time. This actually scales depending on how high you drop with them. All right, but you can combo into it just like any other. Just like any other. So you can use this, get the wall splat, and then run up and do that. All right. Or you can do this, then that, then run up and do that. Alright? It's all the same. So you just need to know your launchers or your combo starters, and then you go into it. It's very easy. There's another way you can use it, but I'll get into that when I get to that specific skill. Alright? Because it's actually like a special strike here on the ground. It's actually a launcher, but when we get to it, we'll talk about it. Alright? So that was the Inazuma drop. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the rocket jump. And the rocket jump is, it's pretty much, in my opinion, so far, it's a move that you use when you're trying to like get away from fights. All right, it has its uses in a fight, but most of the time you won't get someone with it unless they're stupid. All right, because the rocket, when you activate it, it actually hits your opponent away from you. All right, but the longer you charge it, it actually sends you in the air and then you come down like that. So it's not like you can get anything from it. Even on the knockdown, you won't be able to get the elbow at OTGs. All right, so essentially you use this to actually run away. All right, run away or reset when you're in a fight. You probably need to go and eat or something. All right, or you just need some space because too many people are third party in the fight. But what I've seen people do with it is, and this is the mindset that I see, when you're fighting someone, because there is so much going on, right, especially like in endgame and so on, people don't tend to look up. All right, so it's a good way to get high ground on people. It's a good way to get high ground. All right, that's one. And it's also a good way to get like elbow drops as well, because people aren't really going to be looking up at you, so you can get an elbow drop on them to surprise them. All right, another thing that I see people do is, while they're fighting you, they tend to do it, all right, because they know you're not going to look up. And when you're blocking, because most of the time you would block because people expect an elbow to come down from the sky, right? People sometimes land and then they immediately go into that, just to trick you up. All right, so it can be a tricky thing to use, but I think the design mindset around the rocket is to actually escape fights and reset or take high ground. All right, but I could be wrong. So if you guys have any other information on this perk or the skill, you can actually leave me a comment and let me know. All right, because most of the things I'm going to talk about in this video, I don't know everything, right, because there are a lot of other things I don't know, but I'm just going to be going over the things that you would usually go for, like as a beginner. All right, and you know, you guys can share some information with me, and then probably we'll do a revised edition video where we would talk about that, and then I would actually let you guys know that you were the person who recommended this combo or something like that. All right, so this was a skyrocket. Let's go to the next video. Alright, so the Cyclone is pretty much, it's a special strike, alright, which means it beats basic strikes, special vicious, and basic vicious, alright. So it's a really good skill to have, but it doesn't do the most damage, alright. But it can be really dangerous and really helpful if you have perks like sadistic and so on, and you actually do it and then multiple people get caught up in it, alright. It's not really worth going for combos with this. Well, so far with how I feel, because I don't really use it that much. Alright, it doesn't do a lot, but this is guaranteed. Alright, so usually like what you would do is what you do is, if someone is clashing with you, right, this perk beats the clash. All right, and this is guaranteed at all times. All right, so even if you go on fully charges, most people would usually just run away, but you should always get this. All right, and once he glows blue, he's invincible. And the good thing about going for this as a finisher, it denies them their wake up. All right, because you take them off the ground and then they basically have to go back into the guessing game with you and him. All right, so like I said, it's not really like worth, but it's not really worth comboing into this, but it's actually a really good perk in the neutral to stop people's offense, because currently how the game is played, most people usually tend to run up and do this, or they would use like some kind of vicious attack just randomly, all right, in the neutral. And this this skill beats everything. All right, that's the good thing about it, but it's not really like a combo type of thing. All right, next we're going to talk about giant swing. Now giant swing is, it's a vicious strike. All right, it's not the best in mid game and early game, but it excels when you're near the ocean, or when you're near water. All right, that's when this actually becomes really good. So if I should have a tier list, I would probably say like mid game, or if you're in the city, this perk or this skill isn't really the best. It would probably be like trash. But if you're near the sea, it becomes the best skill in the game. All right, because you basically kill people for free with this. All right, so when you do it, you can actually direct where you throw them. All right, and I'll demonstrate. If I do it here and I want to throw him forward, you have to hold forward early. All right, when they actually wall splat that high, they have to fall. All right, and when they fall, if you time the OTT correctly, you will get them. All right, now I'm going to throw him backwards. Watch this. You see that? So you can control where you throw them, but you need to do it. You need to do the direction input very early. Like immediately as you grab them, you hold the direction you want to throw them. All right, and it will work. So basically, like I said, this isn't really the combo type of thing as well, because you don't get a lot from it. You can't get any types of follow-up from this. All right, but it's really good when you're near the ocean, because you can just throw them in the ocean and kill them for free. So if you like are looking at your map and you see where the circle is going to end, and there are circles that end like at the docks, or down in the factories, or over by the estates on the road in Beverly Hills, I would call it. Circles end in those areas, and if you use this skill, you can basically kill people for free or win the game for free. Alright, so now we're going to go over one of the best skills in the game, and that's the Diamond Crusher. Alright, now the Diamond Crusher is something that you always need to combo into. Alright, and what I've noticed with most people, they don't usually go for the follow-up, because the follow-up is guaranteed. Alright, it has a guaranteed follow-up, which is the elbow drop, and I'll show you how. So basically, after you do it, they usually bounce in the direction you're facing. All right, and when they bounce, you can actually run up and do an elbow, but most people don't do that. I don't know why. So they're not really being optimal. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See that? That's how you use this perk, or that's how you use this skill. It's always guaranteed to run up and do that. And basically, like I said, it takes them off the ground, and then they have to guess again. All right, comboing into this is actually really satisfying, and it's highly recommended. because it's a very strong skill. It's one of the strongest in the game. All right, but the only drawback is that it's really slow and people can react to it. If they dodge it, you're going to get punished. All right, because it's really unsafe. Drop. That's guaranteed. So that's basically how you use this. It's not the most technical. It's just that people need to go for their elbow drop. They don't usually go for their elbow drop, and it's guaranteed. All right. But like I said, you can combo into it in every way possible. Alright, so the next one we're going to look at is the Cosmo Shot. Now the Cosmo Shot is a more advanced and a more technical skill to use. Now, to explain what I usually see people do, they usually just do this. Alright? Because that launches them away from you. And they believe that in the end game it's really strong because you usually kick them in the storm, especially off building tops. I think you get a little more damage when you kick them off building tops. They fall in the storm, and then you have a good idea that, oh, they might die by the storm or something. But that's pretty much not how this works, alright? People who play it like that is pretty much a waste. The how to combo with this is you have to bounce them off a wall, alright? You can either bounce them off a wall or they can bounce off the road. If they bounce off the road, they're going to get a wall splat. It's really hard to follow up on that because it's usually far away. It depends. But let me just show you what I mean. So to combo them, you need to do that. Then you need to jump and do the next attack. So that's what it's going to look like. Alright, but like I said, it's pretty hard because I had to do that a few times to actually catch it. It's actually really hard to do. And that's pretty much the reason why I never pick up this. Or why people probably would just go for the first part and not. Because using this is actually very situational. Alright? You're not always going to be close to a wall to get the wall bounce. Alright, but it actually combos into other things. Alright, let's use a Cyclone for example. Because you can do this in the air. You can pretty much do every move in the air as well. Alright. See? Then you would get this as a guaranteed follow-up. But it combos into everything. Let's see. Diamond Crusher. We didn't get to the tackle yet, but it also combos into the tackle. So that's pretty much a Cosmo Shot. It's very situational, like I said, because you have to be close to a wall to actually get a combo off it. Apart from that, it's pretty much a waste to use it because people just usually just kick you away, kick you in the storm or something. They don't get a follow-up or anything. So that's the Combo Shot. Like I said, it combos into other things. Let's say like the Javelin Tackle. Alright, let me just show you real quick. And then, you know, this is guaranteed. So that's pretty much the Cosmo Shot. Like I said, it's a very situational skill, but apart from that, people just use it and they just kick you away. So it works either way, but like I said, to get the maximum damage, it has to be paired with something else because it's actually a launcher. If you read the thing here, it's going to say launcher. All right, and that's what it does. But that's the Cosmo Shot. So on to the next one. Okay, so our next skill is going to be Dolphin Dive, and this is one of the most underused skill in the game. I've seen only one person of my almost 200 games I've played in this game. I've only seen one person who uses this correctly. All right, and after I saw how he used it, I had to go and like lab it over here. Now I'll explain how it works. We're going to use that, and we're going to pair it with not Cosmo Shot. That's trash. We're going to pair it with Diamond Crusher. All right, because this Dolphin Dive, it's a launcher. All right, Usually when you're fighting against other people, they only do that. But that's not how it's used. Alright, that's a waste. That's not even a skim of what this skill can do. So what you need to understand is that as a launcher, as soon as you do this, you can jump. Alright? And what you need to remember is that you can jump and do other things in the air, like grab. Alright? So you can do that. And that's just a basic grab. Alright? That's just a basic grab. Let me check something. Alright. So what I usually do is I usually pair it with Diamond Crusher. Because look at this. Look at this. You have to that's how it's used. That's how it's used. And it gets a lot more advanced than that. Because if you start with this, then you do this and that, and then you follow up with this, the combo potential of this is insane. Alright? It's insane. And that's how you use this. Alright? And Diamond Crusher is just the beginning. You can actually use the tackle as well. The tackle makes it does like insane combos with the tackle. Alright? Watch this. So let's say you go for the slap again. Alright? You do this. And you jump and you do that. And this is guaranteed. You see that? The Dolphin Dive is the most craziest ability in this game. But you have to pair with other things. The only problem is that because people dodge a lot, you have to be able to hit confirm it. Alright? And that's only if you go for it directly. Alright? You can also charge it. But charging it is pretty much a waste. Well, when you charge it, it actually goes farther. Alright? But you don't have to charge it. Now, what happens is most people are usually dodging. So if you use that, like I said, and combo into it, the damage potential is insane. Because I think it does a little under 500 at base with no power powder. These are the things. And then when you add these, the combo potential is insane, because I think it does a little under 1,000 if you're stacked on powder up to maybe level 5 or 6, which is insane. Alright, this is one of the best things to combo in the neutral. Alright, without anything else. And then you have, like I said, the elbow OTGs. So this is the Dolphin Dive. It's actually pretty crazy. When you learn to master this and how to use it, you can do some insane stuff. Alright? I'm not sure what the end game play is like with it. In the end game, you probably won't use the Javelin Tackle. I would recommend you use the Diamond Crusher. Alright? Because the Diamond Crusher, actually, it keeps them close to you. And you won't go too far in the storm where you die. So if you had to like heal in the storm or something, and then you don't have a lot on your timer, you would use a Diamond Crusher to stay in the zone and actually throw them in the storm. Alright? Alright, and just to follow up on the Dolphin Dive, you can combo this into anything. Alright? You can combo into the Uppercut like that. You can also combo into the Cyclone like that. This is guaranteed. You can combo into the kick. Alright, you can't combo into the Sumo Slaps. I tried that, it didn't work. Alright. Like I said, you can combo into the Javelin Tackle, so we don't need that. You can combo into the Punch. And this one is actually a really good one. So you can combo into the Punch as well. Alright. And these are just like base damage. Like I said, if you get arm powder, you're going to do some insane damage. Alright. So that was the Dolphin Dive, guys. Like I said, it's pretty crazy. Learn to use that, and the combo potential is insane. Alright. Alright, so the next one we're going to use is actually the Omega Uppercut. Alright, and any uppercut. Now this is a power move. Alright, the uppercut is a power move, which is a high priority move. Alright, so it basically beats weapons. Alright, it beats anything that you throw at them like that. Alright. Power move is right under super, so like I said, it beats everything. If you fully charge it, it does that, and that's insane. Alright, it's not really the best thing to combo into, but you can. Let's say if you use the Dolphin Dive or something.
From one of our most promising competitors.
Alright, so this beats everything, like I said, and that's why you'll see a lot of people use it. Alright, you can even run around and charge it, and people have to block it. Right, they have to block it or they are going to get hit. The only thing that beats this is a super move. Alright, and most of the time people aren't going to waste their supers for that. Well, there are some people who do, but like I said, as long as they use their super, you just need to run away. Don't fight it. Alright, there's not a lot to talk about with this one. Like I said, it's good to just use it in the neutral. It increases the guessing game, right? Because people don't want to just do stuff and then get punished by that. It gets really annoying and then they get frustrated. Then people start to make mistakes. All right, so that's the uppercut. Like I said, it combos into the Dolphin Dive, and you can combo into it with this. You can combo it with the Irish Whip, and yeah, that's basically it. Alright, so the kick is the super kick. It's not really like the best move in the game or anything, but it is an option. Let's say if you want to punish someone for doing something unsafe, you can just do that. If you have a certain amount of arm powder, it actually does a lot of damage. But it, like I said, it's not really the best move to get a combo with or anything, but the option is still there. Alright, so early game, it might be good to use it early game, but I wouldn't really like use it in late game or anything like that. I would probably look for something better than this one, but it is there. It is an option, and you can use it. All right. But like I said, I haven't really like practiced a lot with it. I haven't used it a lot, but because I just honestly don't think it's the best move. On a tier list, I'd probably rank it really low, but like I said, if I'm wrong, you guys can leave me a comment and let me know. All right, guys. Okay, so now we're going to look at everyone's favorite, which is the Sumo Slaps. Now the Sumo Slaps is it's a skill that, or actually, it's a special strike. I can't even collect my thoughts on this. It's a special strike. All right, you can combo into it in every way possible, and it's actually really good to open people up for more combos. Let's say for example I get this. All right, I haven't really like practiced any stamina breaking combos, but the option is there. All right, because when you're fighting people, when you use this, it actually messes up their stamina. All right, and it wall splats as well, which is pretty wild. All right, so this is actually a really good one. And when you, I don't know if the stamina can be broken on these cardboard box guys, but the Sumo Slaps is actually pretty insane in this game. All right, because as soon as you break their stamina, it's guaranteed, you're guaranteed to get this, because they won't have their guard up. All right, and if you're on like level 5 or level 6 arm powder, you're going to be doing like over 500 or 600 damage with the Diamond Crusher. So this actually opens you up to get a free hit with your special vicious. All right, but you guys just need to practice stamina breaking combos. I won't be able to show any in here because I don't think the stamina can be broken on these guys. All right, but that's a good thing about it. This wall splats, and it does a lot of damage to stamina, so it's one of the best. I would probably rank it high if I should make a tier list, which I probably will. All right. Alright, so next we have the Javelin Tackle. And if I should make a tier list, I'd rank this as the #1 move in the game. Alright? Because trust me, if the opponent has a terrible connection or you have a terrible connection, you won't see them when they do this. Alright? And I think this is a problem that everyone has on this game. Alright? Because you can even be fighting and then someone just randomly just teleports and grab you like this. And most of these people who play this game, they're pretty stacked on arm powder, all right? And you know that this Javelin Tackle is going to be doing over 700 damage, all right, guys? So it's pretty crazy. You can just do this raw. I don't even have to tell you the combo into it because you can just do it raw and kill them. It's all the same, all right? But like I said, there is still combo potential that you can combo into it. They do a high, that's guaranteed. So that's basically a Javelin Tackle. I don't even have to say a lot about it because everyone uses it. You go for your stamina break with this. They're broken, they're dizzy, and you just chase them in with that. You see that? The computer can't even teleport back to the center of the circle before I grab him. So that's a Javelin Tackle, guys. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the 1-inch punch, guys. Alright, it's not really a 1-inch punch, it's more like a 5-inch punch because it jumps forward. I don't know, maybe that's a 1 feet punch or something. Alright, so basically this is you being One Punch Man in this game. It does a lot of damage. I think it does like 250 on base damage. Alright, and this is the punchline is free in my opinion because I've had some high kill games with this. Now the only drawback to it is that it's very slow. People can't react to it, people can't dodge it. Alright, so you need to set it up or you need to read your opponent that they aren't going to block because it beats basic strikes and vicious strikes because you know people like to run up and just randomly do this to you or they like to run up and do this. Alright, but this beats all of that. Alright, and if you combo into this, you can use the Javelin Tackle or you can use the Dolphin Dive. Like I said, you can use the Sumo Slaps, break their stamina, and then do it. Alright, or you can even just go for like regular wall splats and then do it. It wall splats and you get it 2 times. And then they're blue in the sky, you basically get that. Alright, so this punchline is pretty crazy, guys. And if you want to win games, I recommend you use it. Alright, because I believe that when you are stacked on arm powder, it does maybe like 400. You might be doing like over 300 because you're usually going to be comboing into it. It's not easy to land it outside of combos, alright, unless you're fighting against someone stupid. Because like I said, it's really slow. You have to jump and jump forward and then punch, and if people dodge it, you're going to get punished for it. Alright, so that's basically the punchline. You can combo into it with every single way that I mentioned before. Alright guys, so the last one we're going to look at is the Vicious Mist. And the Vicious Mist is actually one of the strongest vicious attacks in the game because of how fast it is. Alright, it's really fast and it's pretty much a starter, just like using this or just like using the whip. Alright, the Irish whip. So you can combo into anything using this because like I said, it's just a combo starter. So you can do it while you're on the ground or you can jump and do it like that. Alright, so when you fight people who like will try and trick you, they'll probably do something like this and you can do it immediately after doing the air dodge. Alright, so it looks like this and then they can go straight into that, and that wall splats. Alright, this is actually my favorite combo, the Vicious Mist and the punchline, because the punchline is really slow but the Vicious Mist actually gives you enough time to go into it. It wall splats and then you just do it again. The only drawback to this is that it takes a lot of stamina, so you need to always be mindful of the resources you have. Pay attention to your stamina, or you probably need to run stamina drinks as well when you're doing, if you're running this setup. You need to go with power and you need stamina. Alright, but like I said, it's really strong it's faster than everything else, and even if they roll and you know that you're going to do a roll, you can basically catch them with this and then give them the punchline. All right, but like I said, guys, very powerful combo, so you should look into it. All right, that's pretty much it for all of these signature moves and special moves. If there's anything I missed, or if anything you would like to add, any combos or anything, leave us a comment down below. I'll definitely probably do a revised edition later on in the future, when maybe like if they change anything or whatever, and then I'll add you to the video and let them know that this combo came from you or something like that. All right, if this video helped in any way, or if you learned anything new, give us a like, subscribe, and do have a great day. All right.